Trucks are awesome, but not these 10. Buckle up, folks, because we're about to take a bumpy ride down the highway of bad decisions. From trucks that guzzle gas like a frat bro at happy hour, to ones that rust faster than a discount tin can. These are the 10 worst trucks only the most adventurous buyers would dare to park in their driveways. If you've ever wondered how bad it can get when bad design meets bad taste, you're in for a laugh and a warning. Let's dive in, but watch your step. There's a lot of regret spilled on this road. Let's start with the classics. The Ford F-150 has long been America's sweetheart, but the 1997 to 2003 models with the 5.4 Triton V8 are the kind of sweetheart that cheats on you, takes your money, and leaves you stranded. On paper, the 5.4 Triton sounded promising with decent horsepower and torque, but pop the hood and you'll find a ticking time bomb, literally. The engine spark plugs were known for snapping like brittle candy canes during removal, often leaving them half stuck in the engine. Repairing this is about as much fun as rusting an alligator in a phone booth. On the bright side, when the truck ran, it ran okay. It could tow, haul, and make you feel like a rugged adventurer. But okay isn't worth risking bankruptcy on engine repairs. This truck's worst offense? Making loyal Ford fans reconsider their life choices. If you bought one, we're sorry for your loss, financial and mental. Next is Ram 1500. The idea of putting a small, fuel-efficient diesel engine in a full-size truck seems genius, until you try it. The Ram 1500 with a 3.0-liter EcoDiesel V6 promised great fuel economy and torque, making it a dream for the budget-conscious hauler. But owning one is like dating someone who seems amazing on social media, but is a total train wreck in person. The engine's reputation for oil cooler failures, EGR cooler leaks, and engine failure make it a money pit disguised as a smart choice. However, let's give credit where it's due. When the engine didn't implode, it offered impressive towing capacity and decent MPG. Unfortunately, that's like saying your ex was great, except for the cheating. If you're still driving one of these, you're either brave or haven't Googled EcoDiesel lawsuits yet. Another Ford on the list are the Ford F-Series and the infamous Powerstroke diesel engines from 2003 to 2010. The 6.0 and 6.4-liter Powerstroke were the automotive equivalent of ordering steak at a vegan restaurant. Just didn't work out. These engines were plagued with head gasket issues, faulty EGR coolers, and injector problems that could leave you stranded on the side of the road, questioning your life choices. But here's the kicker. When modified correctly, these engines could perform like beasts. They were popular in the aftermarket world, but it took a second mortgage to fix their factory shortcomings. If you still drive one, you're either a die-hard Ford fan or someone who enjoys playing Russian roulette with their wallet. At number 4, we have the Nissan Titan. When Nissan decided to shove a Cummins diesel V8 into the Titan, it sounded like a match made in heaven, until it hit the streets. The Cummins brand carried legendary status, but Nissan managed to turn this truck into the awkward cousin who shows up uninvited to the family barbecue. The Titan XD's payload and towing capabilities were underwhelming for a truck trying to compete with heavy-duty rivals. To be fair, the engine itself wasn't a complete disaster. It had decent durability and torque, but the truck surrounding it was unrefined, poorly executed, and left most truck buyers saying, "Why didn't I just buy a Ram or Silverado?" Buying one is like buying a designer bag and realizing it's a knockoff. Looks good from afar, but disappointing up close. Number 5 is a Chevrolet Colorado. Chevy thought they were being clever when they introduced the 3.5-liter inline-5 engine to the Colorado lineup, but the world collectively scratched its head and said, why? The oddball engine struggled to provide enough power for a mid-sized truck, leaving drivers longing for something, anything better. Its reliability was shaky at best, with reports of head gasket failures and timing chain issues. On the plus side, the Colorado was compact and easy to maneuver, making it great for city drivers who didn't need a heavy-duty workhorse. But let's be real. If you're buying a truck, you probably expect it to be more than a glorified grocery getter. Owning this truck is like owning a pet rock. Pointless, but slightly amusing. Number 6. The Dodge Ram 1500 with a Magnum 4.7-liter V8 was proof that not all V8s are created equal. On paper, it looks solid, decent horsepower, respectable towing capacity. But in reality, this engine had more problems than a soap opera plot. Oil sludge buildup, cooling system failures, and weak internal components made this engine notorious for early death. Still, the Ram 1500 itself was comfortable and stylish for its time, and the Magnum V8 sounded good when it wasn't busy self-destructing. Unfortunately, a pretty face can only get you so far. If you bought one of these trucks, you probably spent more time fixing it than driving it. Number 7. And Dodge Ram with Hemi. The Hemi. Dodge fans love chanting, "It's got a Hemi!" But that enthusiasm fizzled out quickly for the 5.7-liter versions in early Ram trucks. While the engine delivered a solid performance and that unmistakable growl, it was plagued by issues like lifter failures, camshaft wear, and a tendency to guzzle oil like a frat boy at a keg party. That said, the Hemi trucks could haul, tow, and make you feel like a boss. The problem was that they also made you feel like an ATM, constantly shelling out cash for repairs. If you're driving one of these, you're either deaf to the ticking lifters or just really love that Hemi badge. Number 8. The Chevrolet Silverado is a beloved truck, but the 5.3 or 6.2-liter engines with variable lift valve technology were a head-scratcher. These engines were known for oil consumption issues, lifter failures, and that dreaded AFM, Active Fuel Management System, which seemed designed to annoy owners rather than to save fuel. On the bright side, when they weren't breaking down, these engines provided decent power and fuel economy. But that's like saying your house is great when it's not on fire. If you bought one, you probably spend your weekends debating whether to fix the lifters or set the truck on fire for insurance money. Number 9. Dodge's 4.7-liter V8 engine had big aspirations, but fell short in almost every way. Known for overheating issues, oil sludge buildup, and weak internal components, this engine was about as dependable as a weather forecast in the middle of a hurricane. Owners often faced costly repairs that made them question why they didn't just go buy a Toyota. To its credit, the 4.7-liter V8 did provide decent power when it wasn't busy blowing gasket heads. But reliability is a kind of a big deal in the truck world, and this engine missed the mark by a mile. If you own one, you deserve a medal for patience. And number 10. Toyota has a reputation for reliability, but even they aren't perfect. The Tacoma's 3.0-liter, 3.4-liter V6 engines were underpowered and prone to head gasket issues, leaving owners frustrated. The infamous head gasket recall became a running joke among Toyota fans, and the engine's lackluster performance didn't help their case. Still, the Tacoma itself was a rugged, dependable truck, beloved by off-road enthusiasts and weekend adventurers. It's just a shame the engine couldn't keep up with the rest of the truck's potential. If you're driving one, you're probably still hoping Toyota will send you an apology letter someday. And there you have it, the Hall of Shame for trucks that should never have left the factory floor. If any of these clunkers are parked in your driveway, don't worry, we all make mistakes. But maybe it's time for a trade-in before your neighbors start whispering. Remember, a truck should be built to last, not to test your patience or your wallet. So, let this list serve as your cautionary tale. Think twice, research well, and for the love of horsepower, don't let one of these disasters hitch a ride into your life. Do you have any thoughts or personal stories about these trucks? Or maybe even a good experience with any of these trucks? Share your response in the comments section. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss out on our latest videos.